to Coffee and Chaos. Tonight's our last one of the year 2023. It'll be a 2024 when you see us again. So I brought back Tony and Tom. They're a huge part of my podcast in 2023, and I want to say thank you.
You're welcome.
Steph, thank you for coming on and helping out.
Mm-hmm.
And Solomon,
Hello.
where would we be without you?
The eyes in the sky.
You got me wearing these things.
Yeah.
You're the only
I'm
one.
trying to be in the mood here. I'm
Nobody else
I'm
was
trying to
like-
be festive.
right?
I mean, you got to use this stuff, right?
Nobody else wanted to participate. They're all like little poor sports. They don't want to participate.
Non-participants.
Yeah.
I want to tell you, thank you, Solomon. You've made my podcast amazing.
Mhm.
Without you, I don't know where I'd be. Coming in here
Thanks.
and all we have to do is show up and talk, and he does absolutely everything.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely promoting you right now. Like anybody who wants to start a podcast, like you literally just walk in, sit down, and he does everything that you could
Mhm.
possibly need, including helping put decorations up. He is awesome. So Solomon, thank you so much. Podcast place
Yeah.
in Long Beach.
Thank you.
Woo!
Thank you. Thank you.
So guys, 2023.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Good year, fast year, long year, sad year.
Fast.
It was weird.
Why? Why was it weird? Tell me.
No, just for me, it was just a lot of adjustments of just starting fresh, starting new.
I
my
feel
new
like you and
journey,
Tom are both.
Oh yeah.
discovering myself,
Oh yeah.
what I like, what I don't like, and
A little bit
just-
of heartbreak all in there,
yeah,
right? Trying to
a little bit
get
of
through.
heartbreak, and got through it.
Yeah.
It's just learning experiences, things that are gonna make me grow and be a better person. And
You don't think that we wouldn't think as we get older that we would still be learning, right?
oh, absolutely,
We'd still be going
You're
through
right.
stuff. We'd still, and yet here we are.
All
Mhm.
the time.
I had this guy over here sit down because he had all these ideas and all these things for 2023. How many months ago was it when I said, write down all your goals? Like, look at it. Because I'm a big note taker, write
Oh,
everything
yeah.
down, sticky notes.
Right.
If you see it, you could visualize it, right?
Right.
So he was like, I knew he was listening, like, okay, and then he calls, he's like, I wrote everything down. So like I said, when you see it, and you could go from the smallest goal to the biggest goal, but you could look back in 2024 and say, wow, in 2023, I wrote this
Yeah.
down, and here
Crushed
I am.
it.
Right.
Do you still have that list?
I still have it. Yeah. I
Nice.
still.
Did
I
you
just
check
read it just the
anything
other
off?
day. A lot of the stuff that was on that list was long term. Where do I see
Mhm.
myself in 5 years?
Yeah.
And small, and adjustments. You know, short term. Just kind of really surrounding myself with, people that are going to be in my corner, no matter how bad it is for me. So I've really kind of cleaned house with that, and even when it comes to your own family, you got this
Yeah.
bad energy, and like, who cares if somebody's there for you when everything's great?
It's
If
when
you're
it's
only there
rough.
for me when I'm on the top, but
Yeah.
when I'm hitting the bottom, like, are you still in my corner rooting me on, saying, you got this?
Yeah.
Like, I'm with you. Let's go. Like, this
Right.
ain't over yet, sucker. Let's go. Like, so those kind of people is like now who I've surrounded myself with, my
And that's a
friends.
big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal,
Mhm.
So, just cleaning house, man. This last year was just a year of just cleaning house and, trying to put myself in a position to, financially, spiritually, physically, mentally,
Mhm.
to be able to help others, to be
Yeah.
able to help my mom. My mom's going to retire. My mom
Yep.
is not in a really great spot, financially, but she's worked her ass off all her life.
Yeah, I
So
was gonna say, I don't think people really realize our parents, they took care of us when we were little. So when they're older and they need
our
help,
turn.
we should be doing that.
Yeah. So I'm putting myself in that
Yeah.
position to be able to do that. So that's like a big deal.
I'm going to
Mhm.
challenge you though for 2024 to write another goal list,
Mhm.
but like smaller goals, like 6 months goal, 9 months goal, like a year goal.
But I
Like
think
little
that also
things.
leads to like
Yeah.
people making vision boards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
for
Vision boards are
2024.
huge.
Like, you know what I mean? Then it's
Yeah.
like you're basically putting it out there.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I've got baby goals. There's goals like, like
You've come a long
jujitsu,
way.
like, so I'm supposed to do my first tournament that I
How
never
long have
was
you
into
been
that.
doing jujitsu?
I've only been doing it. Well, I did it years and years ago, but like
Mhm.
consecutively, I've been doing it for like a year and a half, maybe 2 years. But I never cared about. I don't care about the belts. I don't care about the colors, and I don't care about tournaments or none of that. But the guys are like, hey, just for one time, just in your life, just so you have done it. And I,
That's
that's kind of a
awesome.
cool bucket to list.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
Absolutely.
real
Yeah.
treatment.
just have to do that, and all the guys I do it with are awesome. So it's cool because they get more pumped up about it than me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, come on, Tom.
Yeah.
So that's been
That's awesome.
awesome.
What about you, Steph? How was your 2023?
It was great. Everything being in a new house and adjusting to life with a teenager like Josh is off doing his own thing. He doesn't need mommy as much anymore. And that's hard because, having a kid young, you grow up with them. So it's really hard to detach.
Oh, wait till he goes away to college.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
It's really hard to detach and he doesn't need me as much anymore. So, but the flip side of that is Brian and I can go and travel now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Josh can just stay home and have his friends over and hang out and so that's good. Yeah, so.
Anything crazy in 2023?
Hmm.
Not negative crazy, like a fun crazy, just anything.
For me, I met new people
Yeah.
off of social media,
Yeah.
Oh
and
yeah, you had that
that's
one girl
I
come fly here and
yeah
freaked me out. Like
yeah. It was
she doesn't
a
know
group of it
anybody.
wasn't a girl. It was
It was a
It
girl,
a
was a
guy and a
girl.
girl, but you know what I mean.
Oh.
It
but the
was a
girl
bunch of
came
us.
by herself, is what I'm saying,
Yeah,
to
she
meet
did.
all you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
And through TikTok, and we just all met up, and it was like in I want to say it was April, March, April. They came down, we all met up, and we all hung out for the weekend, and it was different. Like, you know what I mean? Instead of like meeting people, obviously through
In your
mutual friends
bubble.
and stuff.
They
Yeah,
have
it was.
different priorities too, because they live in different states, right? So
Yeah, one was
their
from Texas, the other
place
one
of
was
living is
from
different.
Wisconsin, and just hanging out
Wisconsin's
with
a
them.
lot slower too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
A lot slower place
and
than
it was
California.
fun. Like we hung
Yeah.
out, we went to Orange County, hung out in Huntington Beach, gave them the tour of. I gave one of my friends a tour of the LA and did the whole sightseeing thing, and he was all infatuated with it. He liked it a lot, and it was fun. Like things like that. Like, cause I'm open to like meeting new people and hanging out and
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
things like that, and it was great.
Yeah.
That was the crazy thing I would say
Would
for
you
me.
ever go to another state if some
Yeah, I'm open to it. Like I want to visit my friend that came over here from Texas. I want to go visit her, and I met a couple people also that are from Texas as well. So I was like, I'll just make like a little trip in Texas and
Texas
do that.
Chainsaw
Yeah.
Massacre.
Oh
Here we go.
my
Oh,
She
boy.
said, oh my god.
Here we go again.
Hey!
She's traumatized.
It went dark real quick.
Oh my god.
It always goes dark.
Right.
We're gonna get a phone call like, has anybody heard from Tony? Told him not to go.
And you have my location.
I do. So 2023 for me was it was crazy. Like the most important thing is Michael
Grandma.
came home. Well, Michael came home and he'd been gone for 9+ years. So
Yeah.
that was can't even explain the piece of how I felt since then. Like
Yeah.
my life is so content. Like I'm everything is cool. Like when the boys are at the house, like I'm good like that.
Yeah.
But grandma's there. Grandma moved in April. It was hard. We had some family deaths. We had one really hard death for me was my godmother, my Nina,
Yeah.
who was an amazing woman in my life. And she only has one daughter. Call her my god sister, my beautiful little Angelina. And she's married and has 2 kids. It was really, really hard. It was unexpected, and for me, it was hard because I just remember this amazing woman in my life growing up. So,
Mhm.
like, I was in love with Michael Jackson in elementary school. I've been in love with Michael Jackson my whole life, but in elementary school, all these girls had like Hello Kitty, all that stuff. Like, my Nina bought me the Michael Jackson glove. I had like the walkie-talkie. I had the T-shirt. Like, in my one friend car, he's like, "Oh my God, you wore that thing all the time." It's like it's Michael. So that was really hard, and I think about all the time. And there's so many things that I remember about her just like anytime I needed something, like she was just
Yeah.
always happened to be there growing up. And then when I got pregnant with Loran, she was like right there. Like just even after I had Loran and I'd see her,
Yeah.
she'd always give me money, like, and of course I gladly took it. I had like a 6-month-old or a 1-year-old
Right.
or
Yeah.
two. I wasn't not
Aw.
taking money from my Nina, and she was amazing. So that was hard. May she, rest in peace, her loving soul. So it was an up and down year through the most
Yeah.
part. But I know that we're going out in the blanket. My
20, you
bad.
were going out in 2023. You were saying?
2023 on a good note. Like I'll have my grandma with me. Michael's home. Seth's doing amazing. Loran and Jackie, everybody's healthy. Everything's
Yeah.
good. The podcast.
I was gonna say, tell us about your decision to do this.
Yeah.
That sort of
I
couldn't be a
remember
small
we were
thing.
talking about it.
Yeah, because
before.
when did it start?
So so the funny thing is last night Seth was talking crap to me because he had to write a 10-page essay or something, he said. He's probably exaggerating. And I said, wow, I talk a lot. I don't even think I can write a 10-page essay. He was like, wow, Mom, I think you're right. So obviously we all know I talk, right? I
Right.
share. Yes.
detail after detail
Yeah.
after detail after
Mhm.
detail.
And that's the thing is like your sister gets mad at me. Like if someone's telling me a story, I want to know, was it raining outside?
yeah.
Well, like,
And you know what? This was before I had met you. I got introduced to you about that. That was last year, but they always talked about Alina always has to stop and we have to explain this. She stopped. Okay, what's this? What
I
is
have
that?
questions.
What is
Yeah.
I
this?
have a
What is that?
question.
Can you just listen to
Big
the rest of the
time.
story and then we'll
Look.
explain everything?
Yeah.
I was like, what are you talking about? And I
I
was like,
need
started talking
details.
about.
But I think it just comes because I
Oh.
read so much as a kid. So reading, you have your own imagination, right?
Right.
So growing up, when someone's telling me a story, I'm like, but wait, Tom, like, what did she say when you kissed her? Or like, wait, Tony, what did she say when you asked her out? Like, where people are like, well, why do you? I like details.
You're
Right.
creating
So-
a movie in your head. looks
Yeah.
like.
Painting this picture.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be a blogger. Didn't happen. And then I wanted to start a podcast. And
Why?
just because I talk and I share and I like to spread as much positivity as possible because
No, I mean for the blogger. Why didn't?
Bloggers don't make any money.
Well, it wasn't about that. I think I was just scared of failure. Like just scared of
Yeah.
like people laughing or making fun of it or people talking shit. Like just I didn't want to deal with that, but I realized I tell my kids you could do whatever you want, but I don't take that same advice.
Yeah.
So I didn't end up blogging and then podcasting came out,
Mhm.
right? And I was like, "Oh, that's kind of cool. I think I could do that." But then
Yeah.
I didn't do it. And then COVID happened and then I started looking at places and then one day and I don't think Solomon remembers this. I emailed him and then I called and then I called back. And I think the second time I talked to him, he's like, "Why don't you just come in and take a tour? Like,
Yeah.
stop calling me with all your questions." I was
You're
like,
annoying already.
Like that lady that came for 3 hours.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh.
That's Alina.
Anyways,
Where's your
we're
bathroom?
gonna stay away from that one.
Where's your bathroom?
So I came in and then I thought like, oh, this guy's gonna laugh at me. Like he's like, oh, this cute little girl wants a little podcast. How special. You know what I mean? Like
Why would
What-
you think that?
because I think of podcasts and you look at them, most of them are like really put together. They're all, like we
Right.
never stay on topic. What did Tom tell us today? Like,
Yeah.
but people don't realize we're not scripted.
No.
I don't even tell you guys half the time until the day before what
Yeah.
we're
Right.
talking about because
Right,
I want it to be so authentic and raw,
right.
So when I came in and Solomon was like, this is what we do, da 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 da. And I was like, well, I don't know how to do this. He's like, oh, for a small fee of $2.99, this is what we're gonna do. I was
Yeah.
like,
Okay, so we're putting price plugs in.
$2.99? No, I was being a smartass. But so I was like, well, I don't do this and I don't do this. And
Yeah.
he was like, I got you. And you're gonna be fine. I was like, and when I left, I was like,
Relieved.
F it.
Yeah.
Now or never. It's like go big or go home, right? What am I
Yeah.
gonna do? And like I had always talked about it, and some people kind of like, oh no, you're not gonna be able to do it, and da 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 da. And then other people have been like, do it. What's
Yeah.
the
Right.
my mom was all for it, Grandma Kay was all for it. Seth was not all for it at first. Now he's like, Mom, you gotta do this, you know what I mean? Now like they're all on it.
Yeah.
So now I've had so much fun doing it. Like even the Christmas thing. I was like talking to my mom and she's like, no, you have to decorate it like you do your house. Like it
Mhm.
has, make it Christmassy. Like don't hold back because you're afraid people are going to,
What
Yeah.
they think. Yeah.
yeah.
And
So
that
we
just
did
goes
that,
in life in
yeah.
general.
And Solomon's just made it so easy. Like you guys see it. We come in, we laugh, we talk. He tells us to
Mhm.
shut up and sit down.
Don't spill crumbs.
Don't spill crumbs.
Yeah,
Like,
I do
Oh,
say
yeah.
that. No crumbs.
that's only thing I've gotten in trouble for is like always eating and like my bad though, So he made it easy. So that's how I started it, and I definitely don't have any intentions of quitting anytime soon. I mean, I want for sure the topics to get a little bit more serious now in 2024.
Yeah.
There's one I want to talk about, like deportation. I have a friend who came here as a kid and came with her parents, and people don't realize how hard that is. So
Yeah.
there's more.
Do we ever ask the audience what they want to hear?
I
Mhm.
do.
Topics?
When
Yeah.
people like ask me what
Comments.
made you start or da-da-da, I'm like, hey, anything you guys want to hear?
We always tell them to put it in the
There's some
comments
stuff out
too.
there, yeah, that we may
Drop it in the comments.
miss and
Yeah.
not think
Well,
about, and all of a sudden go, oh, that's
We
a
don't
good one.
get a lot of, I get some people like talking about it like, oh, you guys should do this, but then it never like, I don't know. Because some of the stuff they talk about, it wouldn't take up an entire podcast. It's
Ah,
like a piece of a
ah,
pod.
yeah.
Do you get anything?
yeah, I get a lot of like my friend, I think you know Raquel. I
Mhm.
want to bring her on. Like I have certain people that
Yeah.
but like I've always said I have two rules for my podcast. I'm not doing a bikini shoot. No, we're not doing a bikini shoot. We don't need to get in depth about sex. Like anybody could come on and talk about sex, right?
Yeah.
Like
That
there's
would
a
be
million
so
out there.
awkward.
Yeah. And
With Solomon just like,
Tony's like,
Oh.
no, try it. Let's see. Look at his face over there.
I'll put my thong on backwards. I'll put it on backwards.
That's something I like.
Solomon's like, now
I
I'm
want
out.
Tom to be here.
No.
I am
Hell no.
Solomon's checked out now.
And the other one is just not to offend, because I would never offend somebody else's faith, religion, whatever you want to. Is that blanket giving you you just let it
Okay,
fall.
got it.
Just let it fall.
Got it. I'm good.
He's
You
like,
got
"Hold it."
one job, Tony. Hold
Yeah,
that
one
blanket
job.
up. That's
Yeah.
it.
That's it. Just don't ever disrespect my faith, like that.
Oh,
You know,
absolutely.
and I think everybody that knows me knows where I
Yeah.
stand on that.
Mhm.
But and I would gladly have somebody who's Muslim or anything else come on, and I would highly respect, and I would love to be educated on somebody else's faith
Yeah.
or religion or whatever it is.
Mhm.
Just don't offend mine. So
Yeah.
those are the only two rules that I've set. Other than that, almost everything is like we want to do
Mhm.
conspiracy theory.
Oh,
one.
Yeah.
God.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
funny.
yeah, we are. We're working
I
on
mean,
that.
I really want to know who killed JFK, like stuff like that.
Was it Looney Tunes or Looney?
I saw my hat.
Uh-oh.
Oh no,
You lost it?
I did, but not for long.
Because we have a contract. I only wear this one for as long as you wear yours.
Oh, my bad. It's not going anywhere. So there's like different topics we want to do. We still want to,
Yeah.
we still want to have our fun ones, or I definitely want to have some people that we've had on come back and kind of catch us up on where they're at and what they're doing. And that was the main purpose of having you two here. Like, I really like you guys coming on here has made it for sure. Like, girls love to hear, men's
Mhm.
opinion. And I've had a lot of guys. Like, I think my following is more men than women. And I wonder
It
if it's
is a lot of
because of you
guys.
guys.
Yeah.
I have a lot of like, it's like no joke. It's more
Mhm.
men, I think, than women.
Wow.
And I
That's
don't, and
kinda
I don't
shocking.
know why that is, because I would think that more women, but
Mhm.
and of course I do have the women asking like, well, who's this and who's that? And I'm like, girl, you married? Don't be asking. Like no. So
Man.
You know what kind of amazed me? Like some of the times I feel like maybe I'm being a little bit rough, towards women and different topics towards that. And it's crazy because you see some of the comments and they're like, he's totally right.
Yeah.
They agree with it. And they're
Yeah,
like,
but it's
oh,
just you
man.
being you and you being like
Yeah.
Alina
Yeah.
said, being raw.
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
you're not being scripted. Like,
I don't want it to be scripted, because then I feel like
It's just weird.
yeah, we're not fake. We're not,
Yeah.
we're just going to
Right.
come out and we definitely don't ever have to tell like the most in-depth personal stuff about our lives. That's not what I'm saying. But
Right.
just come on here and say how you really feel. And especially like for you, the two of you coming out of what you guys are coming out of now, starting like all over again and where you're going.
Mhm.
And a lot of people hear women all day long chirping, F the man, F the man, F the man. But we never really hear the man side, right?
Right.
Mm.
And we definitely don't hear the men open up to women. If you hear a podcast, it's usually, not always, man on man talking and sharing, right? Because a guy can open up to another guy. It's hard for guys to open up to women. but to the fact that you guys have come on and you guys share everything. And a lot of men have told me they understand where you two have been and where you're going and what you went through. And I was shocked. Like, I didn't think it was,
That
but
big of a deal?
yep, but they definitely were like, oh yeah, like I could feel Tom. Like that's where I'm at right now. And da da da. And I'm like, huh. Oh, okay. I wouldn't, think that. But Tom, you are a little rough. Like you are a little rawr. But that's who you are. I mean, why would you not be that, right?
Right.
You don't want someone to look at this and be like, that's not him. That's not how he is. Like,
Right.
Can I say something about So I first of all, I am honored to have gotten to know you from the little time you've been in the studio here. And when I first saw you, that's what I saw. I saw this is the prototypical longshoreman right here.
oh,
Big strong muscles, all of
Yay.
that, right? And but
you can be the poster boy.
yeah. But as I've gotten to know you, I think the things that stand out for me most is dedicated father, right? Somebody who's constantly looking to improve himself. And I think that's probably the biggest thing that I've seen about you right there. And just watching that evolution. And then there's a little bit of teddy bear in there too, I think. So I really appreciate you. I appreciate getting to know you. But yeah, that's what I think. I think I just love your journey of discovery and where it's taken you.
Yep.
Awesome. That's cool. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I love that the two of you are so, as manly as you both are, you're so different. Like Tony's so like, let's go have a beer. And Tom's like, rah. Like, but
Tom, here's a beer.
but and that's the evolution of men. Like there's not every man's the same, right? Like
Right.
so to have a different, like look at Steph and I, our opinions never what's the word?
Line up.
Yeah,
She's
they never
always
line up.
already shaking her head no.
So and you need that, right? Like, and so that's why I was like, you know what? Let me have my guys back because
Yeah.
this is our last one for the year. And I'm super excited of like 2024. Like it's like I'm super excited like to see where my grandma's going in the sense of like she's 91. And we got her hair colored the other day.
Oh.
And so Marianne is our family friend. And she's been our family friend for 20 years, right? So she knows. And so I called her. I was like, hey, I'm going to take grandma to get her hair cut, get it colored, but I kind of need your help. Marianne's like 5 feet. She tells everybody she's like 5'8". I don't even think she's 5 feet, but she's a sweetheart, right? So she comes and grandma's fine. And there's days where I think like, oh my God, lady, like you're going to go any day, right? Like, but then we're sitting there getting her hair shampooed. She gets up and she gets Marianne, you bitch. And I was like, there you go. You still got it. Like,
She still got it in her.
So it's just, to me, I've never taken care of somebody who's 91, right? So there's good days and then there's bad days. But there's days where I'm like, you're going to outlive us all. Like, and it breaks my heart to see her, declining, But like I said, but just to see her going and still hanging on, I'm just like, I feel like we're going to be in 2025 and you're still going to be like, yeah. And with her dementia, not knowing like she told Jackie, she grabbed Jackie's hands. And so Tom is me and I'm my grandma and Jackie walks in and she goes, we just got back from Mexico. We just picked up some Mexicans. I was like, does she think I'm the hired help? Like, who did she think I was? And Jackie
She's
being
the maid.
Yeah, Jackie being Jackie's like, oh, how many did you bring? A lot. I was like, oh my God, this lady, like, so with her
Check
having
the trunk.
Yeah. With her having dementia, like she doesn't know us. She doesn't know who we are. But seeing herself, like she'll say, where are the parents? I'm like, oh, they're not here. Let's go get a cigarette. I'm like, oh, my grandma does not smoke. And so in the group text message, I'm like,
she's not talking about a cigarette.
what is she talking about? Yes, she is.
Mm.
Wait, what?
I'm just joking.
Oh, I was like, is there something else?
She didn't get it.
I guess
right
what-
over her head.
What I'm wondering if these are thoughts or these are memories.
No, these are memories.
So you think she really did bring a
So
bunch of
in the group
Mexicans in the trunk from
So in the
Mexico?
group
Yeah.
text,
That's what I was gonna ask her too.
I asked, like, I was like, grandma's asking for a cigarette. And they're like, oh yeah, my grandma did not smoke. Do not say that. Like, they're like, girl, you don't know about your grandma.
Mm-mm.
Like, she's being her old self, like, when she was younger. And we don't remember or realize that our parents and grandparents were kids too at one point, you know?
Right, right.
Or she'll say, shh, come on, let's go through the back door.
Where
You
would
snuck out of the
go?
house? What the hell? Like, you know, to me, my grandma's so innocent, you know? So just going through that with her and seeing that it's the way that I talk to her, the way we are. Seth yells at me all the time because I'll say something like, she asked me one day, how do you pray for me? And I was like, that the good Lord takes you home when he's ready. And Seth's like, Mom! I was like, well, I mean, that's how I pray for her. Like, the poor lady's still here. Like,
The poor lady's still here.
like, I know, like, if I asked her when she was 50, hey, Grandma, do you want me to take care of you the way I do when you're 91? She'd be like, no, because she's
Yeah.
so independent. She is literally the strong. I mean, my grandma retired at like 85 or something.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
Wow.
yeah. So she was driving, probably shouldn't have been driving, but she was. You know, she is the epitome to me as strong. So now that I have to feed her and take care of her and change her, I know if I was to ask her, she'd be like, no, give me something. Let me go, you know?
Mm.
So
Mhm.
2024 is going to bring a lot. Hopefully she's around for another year. We're getting the best of her as we can. But I don't have any big goals. I don't have any. Maybe another dog.
My goal for you is to get out, travel, go see something this year.
I wanna do
Expand
that.
your
Get out of the
horizons.
Definitely wanna
country,
do
get
that.
out of San
See,
Pedro.
like now we're all teaming up on you. We're like, you're going out. You
No,
gotta-
I got some for each of y'all, but you know, that's my thing.
I'm going to. Well, I'm going back to Mexico. I take my yearly trip to Mexico with my
Right.
aunt, my uncle, but that's like babysitting. They're the two of them together in a foreign country. Like, I've never had a panic attack, and they give me anxiety. Like, they're so adventurous in Mexico, and I'm like, y'all know the cartel lives here, right? Like, we're in the heart of Mexico, and you guys want to just go off in the middle of the mountains, nowhere, and
Right.
just
Mm.
discover the world. And I'm like, and my
Yeah.
uncle's like, yeah, let's go. And I'm like, so I take my yearly trip to Mexico.
Uh-huh.
I do want to go to Ireland eventually.
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounded weird.
Yeah, it did.
It-
It's the coffee.
It is the coffee because I was so tired when we got here, and then you brought this, and now I feel like
Well, you're the one that
Stepped
said
up,
in the
huh?
text, let me get the same thing you get. I want to try it. It's okay.
Got that
you
wake
didn't
that
tell
ass
me
up coffee.
it was freaking crack.
How many shots?
Nothing is. It's an iced caramel macchiato.
Oh,
It's a nice what?
The sugar
Got a lot of
doing it
sugar in
too,
it.
Sugar,
That's
yeah.
a lot of
It's like that
sugar.
Vietnamese.
Bleep, bleep, bleep,
Vietnamese.
bleep, bleep, bleep.
Wow.
That's all, folks.
Yeah.
We should have saved that for the last part of the episode.
Vietnamese.
Yes, it's like that coffee. I can't even say the word. My tongue don't
We'll
go
just
that.
give it up.
It's like that coffee where you're like, woohoo, what are you doing? Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, my
Turkish coffee's like that.
Really?
Woo, yeah. Like it's little shots.
Where do you get Turkish coffee?
I don't know. And I went and did an estimate one time at this lady's house, and she's like, "You want some Turkish coffee?" And I was like,
Was she
"Coffee?"
Turkish, obviously?
Yeah. And so I was like, "Okay, yeah, let me try it." And it was just like a little shot of it. Well, that thing woke me right up. Like,
He started
Dude.
working. He
Whoa.
ran to Home Depot.
Yeah.
Put everything on his shoulders.
I'll have
and
your
let's
house
go.
done today.
He's like,
Yeah.
Do you like sip it or do you just shoot it?
Well, he doesn't know, but he shot it. Apparently.
yeah, pretty much. It was
Oh,
so
okay.
small.
Oh, so you
You
did
know.
take it like a shot.
Yeah, I kind of took it like a shot,
Uh,
but it was kind of sweet too. The one
Was it?
she made for me, but
Yeah, I have to have mine has to be sweet. My coffee.
I
for
drink
sure.
mine black mostly.
Like your heart.
Yeah.
I saw this coffee cup. I gave it to Jackie and I bought it. It said, I like my coffee cold, like my soul.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I should have kept it, but I gave it to her. That's why I said that.
mm.
So, Steph, anything else going on?
What do you mean?
Like,
Like-
ending 2023, going into 24?
No, not much.
You've been quiet today.
Except for this Christmas is kind of crazy. So we normally, for Brian's family,
Has been.
we
yeah, it has been.
It was a good Christmas.
now of course I'm the one who
Yeah.
brings it up. But anyways, this year we're not going to have a bunch of family like we thought. Everybody is backing out last minute.
Was there reasons why?
Well, an aunt apparently is having some medical issues, and it's so sad because she literally doesn't know what's going on. And yesterday, I guess she was at home and she was touching her face and couldn't feel it. Yeah, and
Like
I
it was
was
paralyzed?
like she couldn't feel this.
Like it was numb?
like numb.
Mm.
Like,
Oh.
couldn't feel it.
Could she move her lip and her eyes and
Yeah,
everything?
I thought it was a stroke. I'm like, "Are you crazy? Like, get to the emergency room."
Yeah.
But apparently, her blood pressure was fine. It wasn't a stroke, and apparently, she's been seeing a neurologist for the past like month. So now she's gonna go see a new neurologist, but can't get in till like January 30th. So she's not coming. So then her wife isn't coming, which means their daughter isn't coming. And then some cousins aren't coming now. It's just like everyone just dropped out at the last minute. So now it's just going to be us and the boys.
But you know what? When it's like that, it's to me,
Yeah.
you get more quality time. It's actually better.
Yeah.
Because we always have big things, and on our Sundays that we have, like I'll tell somebody, and somebody will tell somebody. So now there's more than just our family. And my
Yeah.
nephew, BJ, was one day was like, "Can it just be us? Like just us? Like
Yeah.
my kids, my sister's kids, my mom and Marianne. That's it." Like, and I said, "Got it." So like everybody's
But
like, "Are you doing anything?" And I was like, "No." And it literally was
has that ever happened to you though, that where everybody like drops out at the last
no,
second?
Not in that house.
not yeah.
Yeah.
We got too many.
That's
One
never
drops and like 5
happened.
more
Yeah,
come.
5
That has
replacements.
never. Normally, it's insane.
You're talking to Mexicans. Mexicans are like,
Yeah.
they
There's a
keep
waiting
popping
list.
up. Yeah,
But Italians are too.
Yeah, they are, they
Italians
are.
crazy.
They are.
And they have a ton of family. So it's just weird for everyone to just drop at the last second.
But there's always a reason. I'm a firm believer. Everything happens for a reason. Whatever it may be, and sometimes you never know what that reason is.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, maybe you guys just need to be with you guys.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So it's
But
just-
we'll definitely pray for his aunt. You said.
yeah, his aunt. Yeah.
And hopefully she's better. Wait,
Yeah.
do you got big plans for your New Year's, big dog? What you doing?
Mm.
He doesn't even want to bring it
Yeah,
up.
let's ask him the question for the third time today.
Yeah. Not really. You know,
Very curious.
yeah, not really.
I gotta
I
know
got an idea of
details.
what I want to do.
What you
You
want to
party?
do? Oh, you don't want to say until it
Telling
happens?
everybody what I'm gonna do. It's a surprise.
Oh,
Alright.
okay.
All
So
right.
what are you doing?
You know what? Actually, this year I might actually just be staying in.
Uh-oh.
You're not gonna go to a bar, nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. As of right now, I don't have anything planned. I
He's gonna be at a bar.
no.
I know. I'm gonna look at
Yeah,
TikTok or
definitely.
Instagram, and there he is.
Yeah, we're gonna see you
Feel like-
somewhere with a
No,
beer.
actually, I don't think I am. Honestly, I
I don't
think this is
think
probably the first year I'm probably gonna stay in and
because you just don't want to.
What does that mean,
Yeah.
stay in, Tony? What does that
stay
mean?
in and be like
With
go to
mom?
sleep. Go to sleep at.
Are you gonna?
I'll probably be
stay-
at my
at your
I'll probably be
mom?
over there and just like a regular night. Freaking just stay up to like.
Tony's
1.
been spending a lot of time with his mom, making
Yeah.
sure she's good and all that.
There you
so
go.
Yeah.
That's good.
So I'm probably just gonna be doing that. It's a long drive from the South Bay
So yeah, to where she
to where
lives.
she's at, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know
Yeah.
if I want to do that commute. I mean, yeah, I could probably get like a room and just crash for the night, but I'm like,
Mhm.
Yeah,
I'd rather just save the money and
yeah.
invest
I'll be
in
home.
something else.
With the dogs and grandma. Seth's going to Vegas to some something. I don't know what it is.
Wow,
Well,
Vegas for New Year's, huh?
He's
Oh,
going to
yeah,
some
that's-
concert or something over there.
Nice.
And one of my best friends, Anjanette, lives there.
It's crazy.
And we're friends because our boys are like
Mhm.
brothers. And so then her and I became really close.
Mhm.
So that he's gonna go there and stay there. And
Oh wow.
and she's amazing to him. She
It's a mad. It's
is-
Yeah.
well, see, and I'm not
insane
gonna, I
in
won't
Vegas.
worry, and I'm not anything, believe it or not, because it's her and she's her and her husband are amazing people, and they love my son genuinely like their own. I can honestly say that. And I know
Yeah.
that if he called her and said, "Hey, Dad," she'd be up in a second and go get him and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
he'll be there. So it'll just be me and grandma and the dogs.
No, I don't think
Mm.
he's saying it's like dangerous. It's just fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
but
it's-
crazy
yeah,
for
it's-
New
Well,
Year's
my
Eve.
daughter
There's
was at
so many
the-
freaking people.
Yeah.
But I get scared because my daughter was in the country concert that got shot up.
Oh, really?
And
Oh,
she
wow.
called
I never knew
me
that.
when they were getting shot. And so and I don't want to talk about that. We'll have a conversation
Yeah.
about because I'll start crying because
Mm.
having your kid call you in the middle of
Yeah.
that, and then just not knowing, so
Yeah.
so normally like when Seth goes to these concerts, Loran goes to these, I worry
Yeah.
a
Worry-
lot,
oh,
but but he's going with him and Corey, like they've been going to concerts forever.
One of
So
the
they'll
guys
be
that
there.
we work with, he got hit.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, one of the guys that we work with, he's a trans operator.
There was a
Yeah,
lot
so,
of locals that went there and were a part of it. And
Yeah.
you know, the one thing I realized is a lot of my friends knew my daughter was there. So they started Instagramming me within hours if they didn't have my phone. Like,
Mm.
Alina's your daughter? Okay, I saw her earlier. Alina, I was just like, and that's when you realize that humanity is still
There.
something, yes.
Yeah.
Because they knew we saw her daughter. Like, does she even know what's going on, let alone does she know where her daughter's at, you know? So there was a lot of locals that were there part of it. So it'll be me and grandma on New Year's, which is gonna make me laugh because the last New Year's I spent with her was probably 5 years ago. I
How
spent
often
the
do you see your sister? Your sister doesn't come over?
my sister does. She comes over, but I saw her for Thanksgiving. I saw her on her birthday. I think I drove her crazy.
I mean, you always have her kids. That's why I was curious why.
Oh
she
yeah,
comes
my
over.
so my sister, like as you know, and I are like the best of friends, the worst of enemies, like typical sister relationship, right? But I've always chosen her kids over her, and she's hated it. Well, now I choose her over the kids, kind of, and so my nephew was caught on, and my nephew's like, you turned to the dark side, like so I have to find that balance of like I want to be pro sister, right? But my heart tugs for the kids because those are my babies. Like those are, her kids are almost like my grandkids, So,
Right.
but she's like, sis, we stay over here. So I haven't seen her since her birthday. That's because I think I drove her crazy on her birthday.
Mm.
I
It's gonna
think
be another podcast to see why her and her kids are on opposite sides of your fence.
because I'm good cop, she's bad cop.
Mm.
Like simple as can be. Like because when she's had her kids, I'm just like, oh, the babies, and she's like, no. Oh, you want candy? No. And I would be like, don't tell mom I gave you soda. Mom, Auntie Lena gave me a Coke.
Yeah.
So then,
Snitch.
yeah.
Gotta
So
breaking the rules.
so like 5 years ago, I spent with my grandma for New Year's. And we spent the whole day together. We're watching Hallmark and it was raining. I'll never forget. I didn't realize then that it was on-site dementia, right? Like it was kicking in. So we're watching it and she turns and looks at me and goes, Mija, what happened to that girl in our family? The pretty one. She could never get her shit together. And I was like, oh, wait.
Wait, I'm right here.
So then I was like, she ain't talking about me because my kids are good. You know what I mean? She dated this guy, dated that guy, got engaged. She just couldn't shit or get off the pot. I was like, oh, hell no. Oh,
Wow.
hell no. So in our group text, I was like, when grandma calls you a whore, they're all, what? And I was like, did it? And my aunt from Colorado goes, well, if the shoe fits.
Oh.
And we should have known then what was going on with my grandma,
Right.
And I said, I don't know, grandma. She's like, yep, she should have just got married. I was like, lady. And that's right before things start to turn for my grandma, when we realized what was going on. So this New Year's, it'll be her and I watching some Disney. What, Tom?
Interesting night.
I want to come over. I'm not doing anything.
Well, I was like, well, at least I know how you really feel about me. Like, God, like, thanks a lot there, lady.
Tom's like, let me focus on the fly on the wall.
Yeah, serious. That'd be great.
So were any of the podcasts of this year, and I'm going to ask you too, Solomon, were any of them, like, which one was your favorite?
I'm gonna have to go with the one that Tom and I came on at the first time would just be men's mental health because nobody really pays attention to that,
No, nobody does.
and that there's not enough awareness about it.
Yeah.
And I just hope like in due time or it just progresses and people start to pay more attention to it. Like
Yeah.
it's just bad,
That was a good topic.
Yeah.
To talk about for sure.
and I just
But I wasn't relaxed. That was like the first.
Yeah, I
one.
remember he was nervous.
Oh, shit.
Now you're totally relaxed.
Yeah.
Last week you like hammered me. I was like, this guy. I was like, yeah. But it's comfortable when you come on, right? Like a lot of
Oh,
people are
absolutely.
like, it takes you like an episode or so to like.
Yeah,
get
it
used
takes
to
a couple, and then you're kind of
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah. What
Makes
was
I just
Somebody talk
adapted
shit.
to it. I
Yeah.
thought I adapted to it very well,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
pretty quick. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I love the way he just hands off his keys to me. Just
Yeah.
I come to sit in my
why does
seat,
he
and
do
here's the
that,
keys
Solomon?
right here. It's like, oh,
Why does
It's
he
part
I
of the
guess
routine.
I guess we're
okay?
like that now, huh?
like here?
Solomon, which one's been your favorite?
Oh my God, don't put me on the spot.
Yes.
Why me?
Because you're the one back there shaking your head all the time, like, oh, these people.
Well, you know what? Sometimes I forget you guys can actually see me. That's the funny part. But I agree with Tony, the men's mental health one, because obviously it applies. But the funny thing about that is when you think about it, it's almost like when you go to a dance and you're trying to get people to go out on the dance floor, and one person goes out and then everybody else is still hesitant because they don't know if somebody's going to join or not, and everybody just slowly does it. When you start talking about men's mental health, even to men,
Mhm.
everyone acknowledges that it's an issue. Women acknowledge it's an issue. Men acknowledge it to each other, but it doesn't really start the conversation of saying, "Okay, let's do something to change
Right,
it."
right.
They just sort of wait for other men to sort of jump in and see, like, "Oh, is he going to say something? Well, if he says something, maybe I will, or maybe I'll wait to see if
Yeah.
other men say something." So the recognition of the issue is there, but it's still not something where men are coming out and saying, "Here are issues I have," because we're so concerned about, trying to be, that male figure, that strong figure in front of other men and women. And it's still something where, we're gonna have to take baby steps and sort of monitor people and see how they react to it to know that we're gonna be comfortable enough to be vulnerable. So it's a start of a process, but it's still a process. But I did like that episode.
Speaking of that, Seth called yesterday and he's 23. And he says, Mom, and I'm not going to say names and I don't even want to get into detail because it's a very tragic story. And he said, my friend so and so, do you remember him? And I talked about him. I played football. And there's a thing about boys that play football together. I guess it's like a band of brothers. Like,
Going to war, yeah.
yeah, you guys don't ever forget you're on the field together, you
Right,
know?
right.
I haven't experienced that. I just know how much he feels for the guys that he's played ball with, right? He goes, remember? I said, yeah, I remember him in high school. He committed suicide just recently within the last few weeks.
Mm,
And it was, and it's a big story. He shot somebody and then he shot himself.
Mhm.
Um, and Seth was so upset, like, you never know what people are going through. You never,
Mhm.
other people don't understand. And I said, well, Paul, like, have you talked to him? Are you guys close? He goes, Mom, we don't see each other every day. He goes, but if I walked into a bar on 6th Street and he was there, that's one of my boys I'd be with all night. We'd be
mm.
buying each other drinks. Like, and again, that's why he says you don't ever forget who you're on the field with, right?
Right.
Like, and it's heartbreaking because I thought, oh my God, 23, like, like just to be gone, like
Yeah.
that's and it is men. It's y everything is so in here, you guys, and that's why I've always said, and people get mad when I say this, but in the 50s, a lot of men beat their wives and drank because they didn't express it. They didn't let it out, and so it just
Mhm.
was in there, and I didn't get as many views as I would have liked on the men's mental
Right,
health one,
right.
and that's the part that makes me mad because we can come up here
Yeah.
and I could talk about shaking my ass and I could talk about, this or that, and I'll get a million views, right? But when you talk about something that serious, like Solomon said, nobody wants to hear it.
Right.
Yeah.
And having nephews and brothers and my son, and I just to me, my dad particularly, what he went through in his mental health, like I take that very seriously.
Yeah.
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 And hopefully next year we can have another episode and we can really, get in depth in that.
Yeah.
Steph, do you have a favorite one?
Yeah, you know what I was gonna say? I think my favorite one was the one with Sherman because that's the first episode where we really had totally different views.
What was that about? Let me think. God, oh shoot, what was that one
It
about?
was basically about
Mm.
relationships and
Mhm.
whether I think the biggest difference we had is you're like, you should be able to go through your significant
Okay.
other's phone.
So hold on.
That one.
Tom.
And me and Sherman
I like
were
how she looked
telling
at
her
you. I like how she looked at you
absolutely
for that
Tom.
not.
one.
Yeah.
So
Do you
let's just say we start dating, okay? Just hypothetical, everybody, right? And now we're
gonna
6
lose our
months
mind right
in
now.
and we're serious. Like we're 6 months in because we're older, right? So 6 months is a long time for us.
Tom looks like he's visualizing, but
Yeah,
go
he
on.
is.
Yeah.
He's like, yes.
He's like, "Oh
Yeah.
god.
He's like, "How did
So
I put up
Life
with
with
this for 6
Lena."
months?"
oh yeah. Oh,
Oh, bless
people
her heart.
think life
I
with me would
quit.
be
I
fun.
quit.
Yeah, he'd be like,
Tom
I
said
tap
that.
out. I tap out. I'm done. I'm
I
done.
need some Advil already.
You're gonna need more than Advil,
I know,
homeboy.
just on the hypothetical too.
He's
Yeah,
like,
it's all
yeah, right? Just
hypothetical.
it's hypothetical and it's giving him a headache. And I looked at you and was like, baby, let me see your phone real quick. What would you tell me?
Well, if we were serious, I'd say, go ahead, look at it.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I'd be the same way. We have
At
to
Shut
that
talk
up.
about this
point,
up.
well, I'm in that situation now.
Ooh, am I
What?
still your friend on
She
that's
goes through
Instagram?
your
fair.
phone?
So,
Wait,
well,
wait.
but I can have it doesn't it doesn't mean you don't have female friends, but like if you're having people that your exes that you were messing around with and you were doing stuff with,
Yeah.
or somebody that was
Cut.
trying to get at you or flirt at you, then those
Right.
people you got to cut all that
Right,
off.
right.
Like if you want to
No,
make
but
it
I'm
work,
saying, do you want to see in her phone too?
I don't need to.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I'm the
my
same
But
way.
if you ask, and the point was though, I didn't ask to go through the phone.
Oh.
My point was, but you guys all went crazy. Was if the phone's sitting there and my phone died, and I was like, "Hey, babe, can I borrow your phone?" And no.
What do you mean? Why would you
No,
borrow
you
it?
didn't say
It's
that.
right there.
Go back
You-
and listen to it. Yes, I did.
Oh no.
And
I
Sherman was like,
meaning,
"Oh, she has no reason to have my phone. She
I
don't need to
remember
use
hearing
my
something
phone."
about that. Yeah, getting all
Yeah.
crazy about the
I
phone.
gotta go back
Yeah.
and
Let 'em
watch
go
that.
through it. I'm letting
me
them
and
go through my phone.
Sherman's me
Yeah.
and
Oh,
Sherman's
right,
take
yeah.
on it is
It was-
like nobody needs to sit there and go through.
Well, that was
each
that
other's
episode
phones.
that I watched. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
I-
Like why? To me, you're just looking for shit, and it's like
Now,
why,
what he
why
brought
even
up-
bother?
What he brought up is definitely is the truth, because
Yeah.
there could be something that
Yep.
doesn't mean shit,
Mm-hmm.
but you're gonna turn it might be my friend, her sister, right?
Yeah.
And she's texting me too many times for that one to be like, well, how come you guys gotta talk like almost every freaking day?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry.
You're
that's my
turning
work
it
partner.
into
That's-
something.
You're
that's
turning
not
it in.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there is shit that
Yeah.
you talk to.
But
with-
you're not afraid if you left your phone in the room and you got up and went to the bathroom. You're not afraid that your phone's sitting there. Is my point.
No, and
No.
I don't have a
No.
lock on my
No.
phone. I don't
Yeah.
have none of that shit. So
I
Damn, Tom is straight old school. Give me five. Give me five, homie.
well, I just feel like, hey, if you're gonna be 100, be 100.
Yep.
I have a lock on my
otherwise-
phone because
It's about
of
being an
other
open book.
reasons.
You know what I mean? Just, I mean,
If you
All
don't
of
wanna-
your
same way, like,
financial
right now,
stuff is on there.
If
Right
you don't
now.
want to,
Nuts?
if you don't want to go down that road, then you just okay. Then we're just dating. We're just whatever. But the minute that
no,
you
we're just
turn-
hanging out.
the minute you turn the
Yeah.
turn the hey, no, I'm getting serious. We're gonna be serious about it, then,
Right.
and then that's
yeah,
the
but
minute
you don't
gotta-
have you need to have a lock for your financial
I
stuff.
don't really
It's
have
everything
financial
is.
stuff all in the
Tom's
phone.
old school. He
Connected.
doesn't really have
I don't really
stuff.
have
like
all
that.
that
Yeah,
crazy in
he's.
there.
I was like,
Oh no, I do. That's
hell
what. That's the
no.
main reason why I have.
I
it.
had to
I
teach.
hate
Yeah.
having all that shit. Like, oh my god.
Oh, so he's
I
the
Well,
guy
you
that.
still
every
use
fucking
cash?
I need your
password.
help. Unlock my phone.
Yeah.
How do you turn the
That's-
brightness up?
That's me.
I was like, Tom, you got
I
to
love
post a
it.
story on Instagram. He's like, well, how do I do that? I said,
Yeah.
Tom, go in here.
I just barely
do this.
figured out how to do
Your
my
face.
profile. Well, I've been like follow each other on TikTok. I didn't even
Yeah.
know how to do shit put like some pictures on. I just barely did it the other day.
Yeah.
And I screwed it up because it sent some stupid ass song with the thing that I didn't want. That lame ass song. I got a bunch of homies taking this crazy ass picture, and then it has some like girly ass
Katy
song.
Perry. Katy Perry.
I'm a Barbie girl.
Yeah.
And then knowing
Yeah.
Tom's luck, it probably went viral after that.
Yeah.
Katy Perry's I Kissed a Girl.
Yeah, some shit like that. Yeah. Like, oh no.
But I think what it comes down to is, for me, like any man that has to hide their phone that much, you're just
Yeah.
dirty. Like you're dirty. Like that's just.
Yeah, if
No,
you're
you're right.
hiding your phone, that's a problem.
But see, one of the things
there's something bad in there.
that had like that is kind of like, if
yeah.
you're a good guy, right? If
Mhm.
you're a good dude, and then your lady knows, man, you know what? He's good. He's good to
Mhm.
me. Solid. Like even other dudes and other women will respect that good guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That guy that's like, no, I'm 100 with my girl, and that's the way it is. And they'll even be like, so you get another different level of respect for being that guy. Like, you know what? Look at that girl. She may try to talk to him, and he's just right past it. Like, nope, boom.
Yeah.
Like, and they'll, people will see that shit too on the other
It's
side.
too
who
easy
you
to
are.
be a bad person, I think. Like
Oh, yeah.
in a group of
Yeah.
guys, if a guy's like, oh, here comes my bitch. And the next guy's like, oh, yeah. And like you
Oh,
said, the
man.
one guy stands out like, oh, here comes my lady. Look at her. I
Heck
love
yeah.
her. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Then everybody else feels dumb. Like, oh, I just called my girl. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it's so easy to be that way because you think you sound cool. You really just sound dumb. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And a lot of
Well,
guys
right
won't-
off that relationship ain't with it. That is like it's already garbage. I'm gonna tell you, like
Yeah.
you already start losing respect for your woman. It's out the door, man.
Well,
it's on its way. It's
think-
on a decline right there.
I think
You know,
social
vice
media
versa.
changed that a lot because now it's exposed men that are bad or it's
Yes.
exposed women
Yes.
that are bad.
Yes.
So it's I think it's it's changed so much now because they don't want to look bad
Yeah.
online
Yeah.
and their video go viral. And so maybe that's the good thing about social media.
Well,
Okay,
I think
before anybody says anything else, we got off a little bit on a tangent here.
Oh,
We
yeah,
were
we have.
asking Stephanie what was her favorite episode, right? So is there
Well, she
anybody
brought
else?
up the whole Sherman thing,
Ah.
and then
Yeah,
we
and
went
then we
Yeah.
revisited
We
that
always
whole
go.
topic.
That's
Yeah,
our
that's-
trademark. Our trademark to veer off to the left or the right. Off course.
That's all about being
We're going
raw.
off roading.
So then my question
Buckle
is,
up, put your seatbelts on, and let's go.
my question is, since we're pretty much almost done, what was your favorite episode? Being that you're the host.
Honestly, I've been sitting here trying to think about it, and I honestly, like, you're gonna be like, "Oh God, Alina." It is the men's mental health, and the
Mhm.
reason is, a lot of people don't know this, but we've talked about it, but in general, a lot of people don't know. Like, I love the shit out of my daddy.
Mhm.
Like I'm gonna even cry. Like, and even the things I hear about him,
Why
how
you
hard
crying?
he worked. I know why you crying. And to wonder
Mhm.
what my dad could have been, like to see pictures of how handsome my dad was as a guy, like a kid, like a teenager. He had a Lord Impala. Like my dad was badass, like hazel eyes, jet black hair, pale skin. Like no wonder why my mom went after him. And become schizophrenic. And then what I went through with my son, like
Yeah.
it really, really will all men's mental health will always be a subject for me. I'm always pro men. Like, and I think because I was anti men growing up because of my stepdad and other things, like that.
Right.
And then when I had Seth, and then, my two grandpas died, and those two Mexican men were like, Seth's dad told me once when we were in a fight, like, you will always be single. I was like, oh, how dare you? He said,
Wow.
you think men are supposed to be what your grandfathers are, and that's not what men are supposed to be. No man wants to work and be home with his family all the time. And I was like,
Whoa.
What?
bye, boy.
Wow.
That's
So-
not the right guy. Yeah,
Yeah,
there are.
so-
Those men definitely
That's
want to do
terrible.
But he's right. Like in the sense, what he was right was, I do compare. My grandpa was in a wheelchair,
Okay.
and he wasn't always in a wheelchair. A tragic thing happened later in life, and he became in a wheelchair. And that man got on a horse. That man drove a truck, and I'm talking about like in the early '80s, late '70s. Like nothing stopped him.
Yeah.
He went back to Mexico and built a 2-story house, like in a wheelchair.
Mhm.
Back then, you know what I mean? Like, so he is the epitome of a man. And
Yeah.
then my grandfather here, my grandma's husband, all he wanted was his family. So Cesar was right. Like, that's what I see. So I was around my dad all the time, and my dad played dolls with me when I was little, but I didn't understand he played dolls with me because of his mental state of mind. So for me, my favorite was the men's mental health. Because those are a lot of things that I want to talk about. And, we talked
Yeah.
about it once, and I want to get more detailed in it in
Mhm.
2024. Especially because of my son and just seeing how much he's been thriving these last 2 years, and
Yeah.
all the personal therapy I've given him because, I'm just amazing with my words.
Suck it up.
Oh shit.
Say, suck it up.
A bullshit.
No, like we're like,
I just love Tom's face.
well, because Tom is
Nothing.
literally
There's nothing inside.
poor Tom is like, so Tom knows my sister, knows my brother, and knows me. And I'm sure in Tom's head, he wonders, how the hell are these three related? Because we're all different. You know what I mean? So Tom's like, girl, I know you guys are crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was definitely probably, it really was. Like, I think the funnest one I did though was the whole, all the Mexican antics, like our
The
Vicks
yeah,
and our like,
Oh, shit.
don't go outside with your hair wet.
God.
Like right now with it's cold, I tell Seth, put socks on your feet. You're going to get cold. Get a cold. He's like, yeah, I'm going to get a cold because the floor's cold.
I
I'm
say
gonna
that
get
to my
sick.
friends.
I
talk
like
to all the time.
I like the
Tell them.
list, the checklist.
Oh,
The checklist. What
Yeah.
was that?
yeah. It was with my sister.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
what
she
you
got
want
a
out of
checklist
it.
on what you want out of a relationship.
Right,
Oh,
right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
She's
I
been
like
to-
that one. I thought it was
You
for
gotta
me
get her to
for
come
what I
back.
was going. My deal where I was traveling. I was like it lined up with me for what was happening.
Mhm.
And my sister was giving us shit. Like she's so
Yeah.
busy right now, but she was giving us shit. But I want her to come back on because she definitely was like, you guys need your list. My sister's a very simple person. So to her, I don't need anything other than just this, and she's content with that, you know?
Mhm.
Tom and I were like, "They better look good. They better have this. They better do this." And she was like, "Yeah, no, you guys are crazy."
That's funny.
What else?
How about for this next year? What's going on? What's the where are we going? What's their next goals? What's the big thing that we want to do or
Just
accomplish?
for
Or
me, it'd be just being a better person than I was, I guess,
Mhm.
last year.
Could that be even more possible?
Oh, look at
You're
that
awesome.
smile.
man,
You gotta make
that's
me
Yeah.
awesome.
Where's my where?
Yeah,
There it is.
I'm done.
solid.
No, Tony's awesome. He's,
Mm.
he's
Always smiling.
yes, he's always happy.
Just you gotta be, man. Life is
Yeah.
too short. No matter
It
what you're going through, you
is.
always got this is the Libra coming at me, where it's like always gotta think about the positive. No matter how much negative you're going through,
Yeah.
that's how you balance yourself out. Like for
Yeah.
me, that's just me. I could be having the shittiest day, but I'm gonna figure out that one thing that freaking made like the day like better. And I always
Yeah.
say, I opened my eyes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
For sure.
I could have a
First thing
shitty
is
ass day, but you know what?
I'm
Feel
alive.
better.
Mentality, yeah.
I think
your
that
whole
we're
mentality.
we're truly blessed,
To have me, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ah, you're right.
He's like, "Yeah, you're right."
Yeah, his points just dropped on that.
Yeah.
I think what I'm blessed for definitely is you guys coming on and making it easy. Just making it
Mhm.
like just coming on and laughing, being real, talking. Like I don't have any big goals. I don't have like normally I do, and I have them written down, but I think literally I know what our
There.
goal is. We're all gonna pitch in and get Tony's
Get the
alarm.
Fix Tony's alarm.
sensitivity on his alarm
Yeah.
brought up so that a motorcycle doesn't cause it to go off.
You
He's
sneeze
trying to
right
turn it
next
off,
to it.
I don't have any big goals other than like literally I pray and pray and pray like Lord, thank you, thank you, thank you. Michael's home, BJ saved, Gia drives us all crazy, which is it's awesome that she drives us crazy because she's 12 and she keeps us on our toes, Like she walked in.
That's her job.
Yeah, well, she walked in and she was like all mopey, and the boys were like, now mind you, Michael's 30, BJ's 21, she's 12, Seth's 23. So 4 boys. So she walks in and she's like, oh, and I was like, what's wrong with her? Like, I don't know, she's sick, she's moody. And so I go, Mia, are you on your period? And she goes, oh my God. And the boys go, oh, we already asked. We got in trouble for asking her that.
shit.
So, she's healthy and beautiful. The kids are good. Like, I'm just like, Lord, I don't need anything more. Like, don't take anything from me, please. Like, we're good. We're solid.
Mhm.
Like, I know my grandma will go when the good Lord is ready. That's inevitable. She's 91, but like, we're good. We're solid. So for me, I'm just,
I need to build and mend my relationships with my sons. That's like a big thing for me. It's pretty much my oldest. It's like my second oldest was kind of cool, but like it's just he's fell off. He's got his girlfriend, he's got his friends, and he's got his own kind of thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, my other two really not much or that invested at all. So it's only one. It's only a one-sided relationship. It's only me reaching
Right.
out, hoping that one day, oh, you got want to go to lunch, like after months and months of pestering them.
yeah.
So, but yeah, it was like I said, even my second, it was cool, but like, he's so got his own life and work and everything that they don't put the same investment back, and it kind of like, and sometimes you as a parent you're like, man, you're kind of down because if you reach out 10, 20 times and nobody ever like, and unless you call them, you go by 2 months without a call or a text, it's like, man, this kind of sucks. You wonder why guys get a little hardened to do their thing and just off. Then the next time when they all of a sudden do, like, hey, well, what's up? I'm busy now. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
When you don't got shit going on, just because you're like, well, screw you now. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of that's a dangerous area to be
That
in for
is.
me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm kind of in that area, and I battle with that, and I still kind of just, because I'm the dad, I'm the leader, so I got to be the one. No, it's my job to push. You still reach out, you still do that, you still,
Right.
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
matter what, you set the example, you set the tone, but it gets disheartening too when it's not reciprocated at all.
Right. I hear you.
Yeah, so
And that's hard.
hopefully, yeah, that's my big deal, the biggest thing. I
Not
do.
giving up though is the biggest thing.
Well,
You
that
just-
ain't- yeah.
Just
Okay.
have to keep trying and trying. They'll come back around. At some point, they're going to need you. At some point, you being such a dominant figure in their life, they're going to come back. They'll need you. For
What about
sure.
you, Steph?
I don't really have anything big for next year as of right now, but I do know
Closer
that I
to the
want
mic.
to see family more.
Get closer to your mic, Steph.
I want to see family more, so I'm thinking traveling more to see go to Nebraska, Florida, places where all my family members are around the US cuz I haven't seen my grandma in a few years and she's 90,
Where's
so
she at?
in Nebraska.
In Nebraska.
Yeah.
Sticks.
It's beautiful there.
Yeah, yeah, so I
Good,
really
bro.
want to see family more.
That'd be cool.
Nice. All right, guys. Well, it's time. We went
That's it.
really long.
This was
That's
a
it.
really long episode.
It was. I
It
hope
should
we don't
be
bore
last one of the
people.
year.
I know. I hope we don't bore people.
No, I think this one. I think we did pretty good. I think
Yeah,
we
we
kept
did.
everybody's attention.
Yeah, it is. Well, you guys have a safe, fun night on New Year's Eve.
I'll probably go to the bar.
Definitely.
You're gonna go to the bar.
I'll probably.
I told you.
I
knew
gonna
it.
stay
That
in.
just
I don't
changed
know.
in
I'm
like
just kidding.
45
I'm just
minutes.
kidding. I
He's
had to
going
say
to a bar.
that.
Oh my God. Yeah, because he knows he can't lie because we're gonna see it all over social media.
Mm.
No.
Solomon, happy New Year.
Yeah, same to you.
And thank
Same
you.
to
And
you.
we will see you all in the new year.
All right.
Like, subscribe, comment. I appreciate all the texts, the inboxes, but I would like it more if you guys did it on
Comment
YouTube.
on the
Yeah.
comment section.
Yeah, don't be
On the
scared.
YouTube.
Yeah, don't be scared.
Don't
Yeah.
be scared.
Yeah. TikTok, Instagram, all of that stuff.
Facebook.
Oh, it is on Facebook. Even though Seth says Facebook's for old people.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Starting to believe
That's
it.
a different one. That's a different
I don't
subject.
go on
That is-
Facebook.
We're not
at
going on a
all.
tangent. We're gonna need bullet points.
Yeah. Well, thank you all and
All
Happy
right.
New Year. Bye,
Happy New
Solomon.
Year.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, that's awesome.
Good one.